recording started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can you all see my screen here with the revenue cycle symbol at the top?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Allison Scott, and I'm going to be facilitating our webinar this morning. And so for today, I'm going to walk you through the insurance eligibility updates, and you're going to start seeing these updates in Soarian starting on June 12th. Several different scenarios.
Again.
Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Al, July 12th.
Oh, I'm sorry, July 12th. Thank you. Thanks for, okay, this is the future, not the past. So July 12th. Let's see. So we are recording this webinar, and we're going to have this recorded session available on the Training Hub along with this presentation, so you can access that anytime. Also, if we have a list of frequently asked questions, we're going to post that up on our Training Hub as well. As we go through this, we'll make time to answer any questions if you all have any questions, and I know we've got some people on the line that can help with questions this morning as well. So if you have any of those, we'll definitely make time for that at the end of the presentation for sure. But I do want to also mention that, and especially for those who are watching the recorded session, if you have any questions or concerns around this process, please bring that to manager. All right, so we're going to discuss these 5 different things you see on our screen. We're going to show you what it looks like when you're checking in a new patient or registering a new patient and how that's going to affect the insurance eligibility process. You'll see the difference with what it looks like with an existing patient as well. And through a Medicare example, you'll see some things applicable to Medicare. Number 4 is just some additional information to keep in mind. And number 5 is it will also affect the revise encounter details task. So you'll see how insurance eligibility will be run from there. And here is a list of just some of the major changes that you're going to see in Soarian. Number 1, eligibility will initiate automatically from your check-in summary form instead of having to do a manual push today. Initiates and returns in automated fashion in order for end user to review the response, so you won't have to click to get initiate to happen. Number 2, the auto claim assignment feature assists by initiating the check for different insurance on an encounter. So a good example you're going to see is for Medicare and Medicare. So we'll show you how that looks. Number 3 is plan prioritization. It's a new feature. So a good example is patient that we place on Medon as the primary and Cigna BJC as the secondary. Plan prioritization will move the plans into the correct sequence for you. Number 4 is with the MSPQ. So the questions on the MSPQ are the same, but the form itself is going to look a little different. When you respond to the questions that directly impact prioritization, the plan prioritization feature will resequence the plans for you. Okay. There's also a new location for that MSPQ button. You'll see it on the insurance form. So I'll show you where that is when we walk through that process. Okay, I'll walk through this check-in a new patient process first. Checking in a new patient, and this is one that you were not able to locate when you're doing your patient search in the database. So when you click that Add New button to add a new patient, the process is going to look the same when you start the process. But once you finish all of the patient demographic information for that new patient, you're going to get an insurance eligibility request pop-up screen. And you see an example of that right here in the red. And you'll list of potential policies listed here in this middle column. And just mind that you must complete the demographic info to run eligibility and complete all the yellow fields in that demographic form. So pop-up is going to display. Filling out the pop-up, you'll want to select the correct insurance from this potential policies list. You want to make sure to fill in the policy number. And in this example, the policy number field is not a yellow field. It doesn't look required. It will be yellow based on the payer. Some payers require, some don't. The rule of thumb is if you have that policy number, be sure to go ahead and complete that field, even if it's not a yellow field. I want to be sure to select the clinical service. So that's a new selection with this pop-up. And I'm going to click on that submit button. After that, you'll want to go ahead and continue the registration as normal, complete your counter details information. And once this response is available, it's to automatically pop up with the insurance eligibility response window. And you'll see a blue hyperlink for the plan for you to view the response. So you click on that blue hyperlink, and notice there is a close button at the bottom of this pop-up, but it will not become active until you view the response for each of your policies that you've prioritized. So it will make you look at those first before you can close out of this window. So you click on that blue hyperlink, you'll see the other pop-up window, and you need to click on the View Full Response and get back to your response window like you normally see today. So from here, be sure to complete your demographic data and your policy data drop-downs just like you do today. And just as a note, as a reminder there, you want to reject if the date of birth or the gender is incorrect. And if you find minor differences in the name, like a middle initial or nickname, you go ahead and can accept that information if it's the same person. Okay, so click drop-downs, review your eligibility response, and you're going to go ahead and click OK, close out of that. Once that, you'll come back to this screen with your responses, and you'll see next to the blue hyperlink, you have an icon of little eyeglasses. That just means that you've already viewed that response. Once viewed all of the responses that you've associated here, you're going to go ahead and click your close button, so that will become active for you, and you can click close. So you'll be brought to your insurance screen, and here you'll notice that the policy is automatically allocated, so you'll see it up here, and it's also automatically verified on the insurance screen if it's set up to auto-verify. If or not, then you would need to validate and verify the information. A quick process. That you'll just complete the rest of your check-in as normal. So one note here that if you do choose the incorrect plan from this initial pop-up window where you're locating the plan, you will get a rejection. All previously keyed-in information for that policy will be gone. At that point, you would need to manually add the insurance information on the insurance screen. And just like you do today, you'll go through your image button and create the policy from there. Okay. So an existing patient, you're going to start the process as you normally do. But if you find an existing patient, you'll see that right after you select that EL and EP, that this initial eligibility request screen will appear. So at this point, you would go ahead and allocate any existing policies if they're still applicable. You'll see those over here on the left side. You'll still see the potential policies list as well here in the middle. So allocate the appropriate policies. And just like we saw earlier, you're going to complete the policy data information and make sure that your policy number is correct. You also need to fill in the clinical service down here on the bottom right and click that submit button. And once it's ready, you're going to get this additional pop-up window, and you will have that blue link again for each of those allocated plans. You'll click on the blue link to view the eligibility. Once that link, you'll get this pop-up where you need to click View Full Response button, and then it's your eligibility response and review information, just like you do today. And again, you'll want to be sure to complete your demographic and your policy data drop-down. So viewing, you'll click OK. You'll be back here in your eligibility response pop-up, and you'll get the eyeglasses item to show that you viewed that response. And again, once you've viewed all the responses, that close button will become active. Go ahead and click Close. So when you're insurance screen, you'll notice that the policy, again, is automatically allocated, and if it's set up to automatically verify, you'll see as well with the check mark in the verified foreign account box. And for those that are not, you're going to go ahead and validate and verify according to your process. And then complete your check-in as you normally do. Okay. So that's how the process is going to look different for a new patient and an existing patient. We have additional information here for Medicare patients. So here you see when checking in a Medicare patient in Soarian, you'll start the process as you do today and complete the eligibility request screen when it appears. So this is the same screen we saw earlier that will pop up for you. So you'll allocate your plan and come that window like we saw earlier. Sure to, again, enter your policy number and the clinical service and click Submit. Once ready, you'll get your pop-up window with the blue links for each of your allocated policies. You'll click to view the response. Which one? Click your full response button, and your eligibility response will appear, and you'll review information, complete your demographic, and policy drop down. Okay. And once you view all of them, you'll get the eyeglasses for each one. So here's an example of that when you have multiple. Once you've viewed all of them, you'll click your Close button. And on your insurance screen, you'll see the policy automatically allocated. And on the insurance screen, if it's set up to auto-verify. Here's the new information you're going to see here. For MSPQ, you'll need to complete that Medicare, and you'll notice now it is available on your insurance form. So you'll see it up here on the top right.
Get it displayed up there.
You click on that button, and you will get your questionnaire to appear, and you'll notice it does look a little different. All of the questions are the same. So click all of the questions and click your Next button, just like you do.
So we gotta do initial now? We need, this ain't telling me now, I can't. Print out more of those. Is it
Okay.
Medicaid or any insurance?
Any insurance, so it's going to change what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, some notes for this on Medicare questionnaire. In order to the retirement date on the MSPQ, the patient needs to have an employment status of retired. So you'll need to be sure that that is documented on your demographics form.
Yeah.
And this is what will pop on the MSPQ. If the status of retired is missing, the date will not value on the MSPQ.
Oh,
So,
wow.
in ways to populate for ERD or black lung, they must be entered on the clinical history tab on the patient demographics page. So this is something new. So far today, we have not used that clinical history tab. So going forward, we will need to use that for the ESRD or black lung information. So that's a new tab you'll need to go to for those instances. So we'll ensure that and our demographics are complete to those fields on our MSPQ. This is the final screen of your MSPQ. It looks the same. You'll complete that just like you do today and click Finish when you're done. Go ahead and complete your check-in as you usually do. See a note here on the right, Soarian will automatically prioritize the insurance plans based on the MSPQ once you click the Done button. We have some additional information to keep in mind. So here at the top, eligibility responses come back in alphabetical order. You'll manually resequence based on birthday rules, minors, and same process with spouse. For the plan, the automated process can't always distinguish between two plans, so a default plan is allocated. Be sure to verify what's on the card. So here's an example, BJC Choice Plus and BJC Choice. The default plan is Choice Plus. So you'll see in your pop-up where you can choose the plan from that list, that middle column. Choice Plus is the default plan, but maybe the patient has Cigna Choice. So the patient has Cigna Choice instead of Choice Plus. Once you form, you would need to allocate Choice and allocate the Choice Plus and then rerun eligibility. Okay? So you'll need to do that when the plans differ from the default plan that you allocated in the pop-up. You might have to manually add the correct plan on your insurance form. Insurance has been run in the current calendar month. It's not a requirement that you submit it again. Some information for specific policies. For Missouri Care, the policy number on the insurance tab will be different than Medicaid DCN, and you don't need to change anything, so that's something just to note there. For Coventry Medicare Advantage, we'll need either a Social Security number or a policy number in order to get a valid response. Medicare and the eligibility sent, it will return all benefits and the patient has, which may include both Part A and Part B. Enhancement is that while we retrieve data for both A and B, only one eligibility request is required and will be available for viewing. Medicare A and B. For Blue Cross Illinois and Blue Choice Preferred, so just keep in mind you will only allocate those if your encounter provider and encounter location is AMH. If any other EL or EP, do not allocate those plans because it will be rejected. An automated secondary search for AFM will be performed, and you can allocate the appropriate plan if you do allocate and they are rejected. And some may not auto-allocate if it's not able to identify which plan to use. So validate the plan with your card and then auto-allocate like you do today. So policies that can't have eligibility checked electronically. So for them, you will not be able to list or to choose from the list to choose from, They will not be on this list to choose from. So you have to go to the insurance screen and manually add it. So you see those in this pop-up. For HMO, with Medicare and they have an HMO, it will do a secondary search automatically for HMO. So here's an example, and you'll see some of the screen prints over on the right. If they have UHC Secure Horizon, the response link will be grayed out when this pops up for you. You're going to Medicare link to view the response. That will be blue. After doing that response, you'll come back to this screen. You'll see the eyeglasses next to Medicare. And you see will still be grayed out right here. And what you will do is go ahead and click your close button to close out of this pop-up. Move to a tab in your registration, and then move back to your insurance. And once you do that, you'll see the secondary response for UHC will be active. So you can go ahead and view on that response. Okay, you'll also see some changes whenever you're revising encounter details when you're updating the insurance. So Soarian will also automatically send out an eligibility request and revise encounter details when the insurance information is updated. It will only run eligibility for the allocated insurances when a change is made on a policy. A change can include adding a new policy or revising a current policy. allocating a policy from the other policy section or when you're reprioritizing. So we have to help see this. In Revise Counter Details, you'll go to Insurance screen and make the updates screen. When you get to a different tab and navigate back to the Insurance tab, you're going to see that auto response pop up. And you'll be able to click on your blue link and view the eligibility response from there. View full response button. Once you do the response, you'll get your glasses just like we saw earlier, and you can complete from there. Okay. That is all the presentation that we have. Any questions or anything else that we can answer?
If you have a self-pay patient, are you going to be, will it automatically go out and check for Medicaid?
Hey, this is Robert, Linda, and yeah, self-pay Mo and self-pay ill are going to be in the potential policies and will automatically check against Medicaid.
It'll be from in the potential policies in the pop-up.
Problem.
Hi, this is Jessie. I have a question. If I am just revising insurance through Revise Encounter Details and I don't click another screen, I just click done, is it going to pop up with that eligibility, or will it just hit my unviewed work list?
I would say, again, if you don't view the eligibility and you make a change and you go ahead and complete without review that eligibility, it'll hit the unviewed eligibility work list.
Will it pop up when I click done if it's back, or do I have to actually navigate to a different screen for it to pop up?
It may pop up if it's very, very fast, but the recommended workflow is to just, navigate to Encounter Details or the patient demographics and go back to the insurance screen to verify that pop-up happens. You could also do like you do today and go to on your button that you typically use, Run Eligibility, and click View Eligibility Response.
This is John. Do you is this only for check-in, or is this also for scheduling?
This is the scheduling workflows as well.